Hi there everybody, this is David, and I've been looking forward to Atelier Yumia ever since it was first announced. I thoroughly enjoyed the Rise of trilogy, and I thought that Yumia would be like a darker, grittier take on the series and take it in like a new, more adult direction, you know? Or at least like inject some spice into it, but does it live up to the hype? Or is this just another generic Atelier game and more of the same? Well, today I do want to tell you all about my experience with it, warts and all, and I do think that that's definitely worth a sub, as I do try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers. With your help, your like, and your sub, I know that I can get there, so thank you so much for that, and now, let me deep dive into the good, the bad, and the definite ugly. I'm gonna level with y'all and just be honest. I had a really hard time starting off this review because this was a game that I wanted to like, and I do like it. I mean, 95% of it is thoroughly enjoyable. But there's just like this 5% that makes you want to toss it out the frickin' window, and it's so hard to overlook. So let me tell you all about it, starting with the good, then we'll get to the bad, and then even the ugly. Starting with the story, because it's actually kind of cool. You're a member of the Atelier expedition team and the last alchemist in the world. And it seems that you were like pressed into service to help explore the ruined and devastated continent of Atelier because number one, they need an alchemist to do it, and you're it. And number two, everybody blames your mother for destroying your hometown. So you, along with sibling duo Victor and Isla, who are essentially like your jail keepers and wardens, set off to explore Atelier. And here, the flow of mana has been disrupted, and monsters run rampant. So the people from the mainland live in small outposts doing their best to go out and unravel the mysteries of the continent. But here's the thing. As an alchemist, pretty much everybody on the expedition team hates you. So while I thought that Yumia was going to be like a take-no-prisoners bitch in a pencil skirt, she's instead unfortunately one of those, I'm so shy, I'm so misunderstood, please like me, sort of characters. She reminds me a lot of like Marona from Phantom Brave, if you've ever played that. She's like a little wafy wallflower who just kind of like goes along with whatever everybody else wants and doesn't really have any kind of conviction of her own, except that she wants to be liked and understood. And honestly, I kind of felt like misled by this, because if you listened to me for any length of time before, you know that I felt like the trailer sold it a completely different way, that Yumia was just like a bitch on wheels. But that's decidedly not the case. The continent of Atelier, though, is absolutely freaking massive, with 4 huge areas to explore. It really does remind me a lot of the Xenoblade series, with a massive open world ripe for exploration. And while in Rise of 3 they did dabble with this concept, there were definitely times where there were like vast expanses of nothingness there. But here, the maps are much more purposely designed, and there's tons of stuff to see, do, and find. There are campsites, small shrines, monster nests, caves, ancient ruins, you name it, it's there. And most of them also work as like fast travel points too. The world was very well designed, and the map UI is perfect. There's a mini-map, there's an overworld map, and there's a quest tracker. You can drop pins on the larger map, and everything that you haven't explored yet is shown with question marks. It's just very intuitive and easy to understand, and I do applaud them for that. But 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And I've harped about this before, and I'm not going to stop until it gets fixed. The game only has Japanese voice acting, which is fine in a cutscene. I mean, I can read, but it's not fine whenever you're running all over God's green earth and everybody and their mother's like blabbing on in Japanese. So you can't possibly read what they're saying and explore at the same time. So you either have to like stop and read it, or just ignore it completely, which really sucks. And while you're exploring, you're going to be finding ladders. You're going to be able to shoot your gun, grapple over the cliffs, and even zip line through the field. And there's also an energy system. Sometimes grabbing objects expends energy. And if you end up crafting items in the field, it'll also use up some energy. And if you fall from like a really large height, you'll also lose energy. And if you're in an area where mana has gone crazy, your energy will drain too. There are like little mana wells to restore your energy that are scattered about in the mana crazy areas, but most of the time because of this, you're going to have to be going back to the Atelier to restore your mana periodically. Normally, it's not so bad, but again, whenever you are exploring those like mana disrupted areas and your energy is draining constantly, you're going to have to be like really freaking quick or finding those energy wells because you don't run out of energy. As you explore and you find new discoveries, open up treasure chests, and gain more levels, you'll also gain SP points, which you can put in your skill tree to unlock combat bonuses, gathering bonuses, and synthesis bonuses, which is a nice way to customize your team. And just like the battle system in Rise of 3 was a bit hectic, to say the least, it's the same here. They say and claim that it's turn-based, but I don't know. Yeah, you do have transitions in and out of battle, and while you don't really move around that much in battle, it still just feels really action-y to me. Basically, each character has 4 different attacks that they can utilize with the press of a button, all of which cool down. Again, very similar to Xenoblade. There's also like an inside and outside row system, where you can do close-range attacks from the inside and long-range attacks from the outside. In addition to this, you're going to be parrying and dodging attacks just like you would in an action RPG. So I guess you could say it's kind of a hybrid. There's also strategies and AI that you can set up for your party members, like telling them to use a potion if you're under half HP or something like that. And you can switch your characters around too. At the end of the day, I really did enjoy the combat system, and I do think it's a whole lot of fun, even if it's not exactly turn-based. Then there's the alchemy, the crux of the game. And while it's not bad per se, I just almost wish that it just wasn't there. Yeah, I know that this is an Atelier game, and I know that they have alchemy, I get it. I wasn't born yesterday. I mean, hell, I've been playing these games since before some of you were born. Yeah, I know, I'm an old bitch. But anyway, I shouldn't have to dread going back to the Atelier and craft, but I do. It just drags the whole experience down. I want to be out there, kicking ass, taking names, exploring, finishing up my pioneer quests, and just seeing what the game holds for me next. But instead, I'm stuck in this stupid workshop decorating with tables, chairs, and plants and all cozy game nonsense, and then spending a year and a day watching her dance around and craft all these items. And the crafting system? Talk about overcomplicating something that should be simple. I swear to God, there's 20 tutorials for it. So unless you want to get your doctorate in crafting, you just end up using the autocraft, or at least I do. I mean, the game does it a hell of a lot better than I ever would anyway. Okay. Now we're at the ugly. Remember in the Castlevania games on the NES where you would hit the up button to walk up the stairs, and sometimes it would let you climb them, sometimes it wouldn't? And normally that was a life or death issue because of those stupid flying Medusa heads? Well, climbing the ladder here is not a life or death issue. It is frustrating nonetheless. Something as simple as climbing a frickin' ladder shouldn't make me want to throw my controller out the window. I mean, look at this! It's absolutely ridiculous! And it doesn't help that you're going to be climbing up a lot of ladders at lighthouses, towers, and ancient ruins filled to the brim with, ladders. It is crazy that in 2025, something as simple as climbing a ladder is as much of an issue. Maybe there's just Z-axis issues, because look at this. For a side quest, I was having to place 4 beds onto the dock, and 3 of the beds did get placed. But they got placed, I don't know, underneath the dock in the swamp or something. And then the 4th bed magically appeared on top of the dock like it should. Not to mention here, I was stuck under the earth itself whenever I was just trying to gather ingredients. What is going on here? I have emailed the developers about all of these issues, so hopefully they will be resolved in a day 1 patch. But I just think it's unacceptable to overlook all this that's so glaring and frustrating, so I just had to let y'all know. So, besides those kind of lack of polish issues that I've mentioned, there is a fantastic game here. The combat is super quick and fun. The world is an absolute joy to explore. The characters are endearing and fun to get to know, and the mysteries of Atelier are completely intriguing. Overall, I had a blast with the game, and I would rank it an 8.5 out of 10, bouncing up to a 9 if they do fix those Z-axis issues. So that's it for my review of Atelier Yumia, but now I've got to ask you, how do you feel about the game, and are you going to be getting it? And do you like this series? Let's all talk and chat about it in the comments, and if you do like this video, here's another one that I really do think you'll thoroughly enjoy. So please do be sure to check that one out, and leave a like and a comment. And as always, have a good day.